this is like a conversation I feel like on young quarterbacks. Like you got a guy like C.J. Stroud who just walks in and is already good, you know. But then you got guys like Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, who like we know, like by now, like we know. And I feel like that time where you know if he's good or bad is just getting sooner and sooner and sooner when it comes to these quarterbacks. So welcome back to episode 5 of the Lionize.tv podcast, and we're gonna head into some topics on the league, a week 3 recap, um, the top 10 teams in the NFL, some picks for next week, and some Dame Lillard to the Bucks news. So really excited about that. We'll discuss that last, but start off with the Colts and Ravens. And what do you think about that game?
That was a disappointing game for the Ravens. That's a really bad loss. Like that's like a game that you go into expecting to win, but you know the Colts always play the Ravens tough. Like remember last year, um Justin Tucker had kicked that field goal, bounced off of the to win the game. The goalpost. I mean, that's always a team that plays you tough. You really have to get that win, especially with Lamar Jackson on your team. That was kind of concerning, like for me, watching Lamar Jackson play that game.
Yeah, he had 3 fumbles, which is like, I mean, that's way too much. He only had one lost one, but still 3 fumbles. And that I don't know, that Colts offense looked a lot better than what anybody expected. Shane Steichen coming in there from the Eagles, his offensive philosophy, his offensive scheme is clearly doing something good. Even without Anthony Richardson in there, Zach Moss ran for 122 yards, and it just like as a Ravens defense, you just can't let that happen. You can't let the Colts run all over you like that. You got to be more efficient in offense. Just a bad loss for a team with like higher expectations.
Gardner Minshew is like the ultimate backup quarterback. I feel like he always comes into big games against good competition when his starter is like injured, and he always wins. Like it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. He literally only wins in those scenarios when he's the backup quarterback and he has to come in and play against like a semi decent team.
I know. I feel like I mean the Jets should have signed a guy like that. Like
Low
they,
key, anybody is better than
he
Zach
played well.
Wilson.
Yeah, he played well. Like he really did. And that game went into
Yeah.
OT and everything, but still, Colts ended up winning that
No,
game.
that was really bad on the Ravens. They have two possessions in overtime, still can't cash in. Honestly, if we're talking elite quarterbacks right now, any other quarterback like of the elite quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, whoever else you want to throw in that conversation, they're winning that game, and Lamar Jackson just didn't get it done.
I agree. Like, I mean, Lamar Jackson, whenever you don't have him in that conversation as like top 10 quarterback, top 8 quarterback, people are always like, you're disrespecting Lamar. But then look, he doesn't win this game. This is like a must win
Yeah,
game for a quarterback who is expected to be better for a team that wants to be better than losing to the Colts. Like, you can't just lose this game to a team
yeah,
who's expected to tank, honestly. I mean, there are obviously like players and coaches don't tank, but GMs and like organizations
yeah.
do. But like this team wasn't expected to do much. You can't be losing to a team like this.
Yeah, it's a bad loss.
Speaking of teams that have been losing a lot, we're gonna head into the Chargers and the Vikings. Both teams entered the game at 0-2, but somebody had to win this game. So what do you think?
Herbert played out of his mind. He started the season red hot. I mean, you want to talk about most efficient quarterback in the league? He's up there. 40 for 47, 405 yards and 3 touchdown passes. Still has no turnovers through 3 weeks. He put on a really like impressive. He played very impressive. He like and he connected with Keenan Allen often. Keenan Allen had 18 receptions for 215 yards.
Yeah, like I saw Herbert's stats for the season. 939 yards, 6 touchdowns, no picks, 74.4 completion percentage. Like the guy's just not making mistakes. I kind of feel bad for him
Yeah,
that the Chargers are just like they're 1-2. The guy has not turned over the ball once, and they're
right.
still one
Yeah.
and two. Like every other team that has like no turnovers is like at least 2-0. Like it's ridiculous. Like I don't understand how they're losing so much. But
Yeah, that's tough.
I'm glad they're able to win this one, but like the Vikings are the same way. They have like a really good offense built around the quarterback, good receivers, but everything else on that team just doesn't work right. Like it just doesn't
Right.
like both
Yeah.
like both those teams are 0 and 2. I mean, they came into the game 0 and 2, but they should be better than 0 and 2. But someone has to win. 1 and 2 to the Chargers,
Yeah.
0 and 3 for the Vikings, and I mean, let's talk.
Honestly, that it could have went like either way. Like the Vikings had an opportunity to win the game at the end, and it just didn't fall their way, which was unfortunate. So honestly, like the Vikings could be 1 and 2, and the Chargers could be 0 and 3, like very easily. So
Yeah,
like it was a good game though. I enjoyed watching it.
those one-score games. Like, I mean, the Vikings were 11 and 0 in one-score games last year, and they couldn't find a way to pull this
Yeah.
one out. Like, these one-score games are so crucial for your record. And then,
Right.
I mean, they're 0 and 3 now, the Vikings. So it really looks like the Lions are gonna take that division now. Like they're in the driver's seat. I mean, the Packers.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about. We might talk about them later, but the Packers are looking a lot better than what anybody expected either. So
Yeah. I don't think that they're better than the Vikings though. Still, honestly.
yeah, I don't think they're better overall, but like right now they're playing a lot better. So
Yeah, for sure.
and again, like teams that are doing better than expectations, the Rams who played the Bengals. I mean the Bengals found a way to win this one, but it was a close game.
Yeah, it was a close game. I mean, they just didn't find the end zone. They kicked a whole bunch of field goals. And I mean, it's got to feel good, like for the Bengals to win that game. Like that was a much needed win. Like they absolutely needed that win. They could not start the season 0-3.
Yeah. Must win game for sure. Like, I mean, Joe Burrow, like you could tell he was hurt. Like the way he was moving around, like he was not looking like the Joe Burrow we know. Like he was like moving a little ginger. But I was glad that they were able to get the offense like moving a little bit in the second half, finding Jamar Chase, getting him involved, and I mean to move on to the Rams, I mean Matt Stafford took 6 sacks, so that's really
Yeah.
that's key for like how the Bengals found a way to win this game, even though it's so close.
Right. And you were saying week one how much the line, I mean the Rams like offensive line improved from last year to this year, or at least it looked good
Yeah, it
for
looked
the
good
first
for the
couple of
first two
weeks.
weeks. Like, I mean, they don't really have a lot of talent on that line, but it's Sean McVay, and like somehow, some way, he finds a way to get the most out of their players, and they were looking good for the first 2 weeks. But I mean, the Bengals have a pretty good
Yeah.
defense. They have a pretty good D line and a good coach, Lou Anarumo, so he knows how to like stunts, mix it up. And I mean, this was a game where like the Rams, it shows like coaching can only take them so far. Like talent for talent, they just don't have enough talent to compete with like the higher end teams in the NFL. So
Yeah. But it'll be like crucial for Cooper Cup to come back. I mean, he's projected week 5. Sean McVay said he's hopeful that he returns week 5, but who knows how accurate that is? I mean, hamstring injuries are tough.
yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, when they get Cooper Cup back, like with Sean McVay, his offensive genius, I feel like it should be pretty good. I feel like, I mean, they're not gonna be a great team, but they should really compete. Like how they're playing the Bengals hard, they're always gonna be playing another team hard. So moving on to Texans and Jags, I was really impressed with C.J. Stroud's performance in this one. He is really impressing me. I was watching like a video of another YouTuber breaking down like the film, and some of the throws that he was making was really impressive. Like anticipating the reads before like the wide receiver was even open. I know that sounds like oh every quarterback should do that, but like I mean you watch Zach Wilson who's been in the league for how
Yeah.
long already?
Easier
You
said than done. Yeah.
yeah like I mean this gives me I mean this is like a conversation I feel like on young quarterbacks. Like you got a guy like C.J. Stroud who just walks in and is already good, you know. But then you got guys like Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, who like we know, like by now, like we know. And I feel like that time where you know if he's good or bad is just getting sooner and sooner and sooner when it comes to these quarterbacks.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, coming into this game, like I fully expected the Jaguars to win this. Like, if you told me the final score and didn't like tell me who won, I would have been like, oh yeah, Jaguars 37, Texans 17. But the fact that the Texans put up 37 points on the Jaguars and the Jaguars put up 17, I mean, they didn't score until the second half. Like that's not good. That's not good for the Jaguars at all. Like they couldn't. I was watching the game mostly in the second half, but they could not convert a single third down, which was very embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean like the Texans don't really have a good defense, but in those like you said, third down situations, coaching. I don't know. I'm a big believer in coaching in the NFL. Like they just got D'Amico Ryans in there, and like their defense may not be the most talented right now, but I feel like that's a unit that we should see get better over the course of the year, just because of his influence on the team. And like in situations like third down, red zone situations where the Jaguars couldn't convert, that's what you really see like where coaching and his defense was able to step up. So that was really good to see.
Yeah, I mean, and also Calvin really, I saw him drop a touchdown.
Yeah.
They missed a field goal. Brandon McManus missed a field goal. Then another one got blocked. So it was just really just a ugly display out of the Jaguars coming off of a really good season.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're gonna move on to talk about the Cowboys and like Cowboys lost to Arizona, and I mean, no one expected that.
Feels
On
good as a Giants fan.
Nobody expected that. And that the thing that we were talking about last week about Dak Prescott, talking about how this offense hasn't been tested yet. This offense just got tested and they just failed. You know, like this is a game where like you need the offense to step up, you need the offense to score some points, and they just couldn't get it done for that defense. So
Yeah. I mean, we always knew. I mean, Dak Prescott put on a performance that everybody knew he was more than capable of. He threw a pick, couldn't really move the chains, couldn't get his team in the end zone. Defense had to carry the load, and it was just too much. And Josh Dobbs is out there looking like prime Cam Newton.
it was
So
just like
who would have thought?
it was just crazy to watch like the Cowboys actually lose to the Cardinals. Like I don't even know like with the Cowboys, but like this is just such a Cowboys thing to do. You know what I mean? Like just when everyone is like saying, "Oh yeah, let's go Cowboys! Y'all looking so good. Super Bowl aspirations, best defense in the NFL." Is Michael Parsons the next Trevor? Like I mean Lawrence Taylor. But
Yeah,
like
Lawrence Taylor. That was a crazy comparison.
yeah, like that's what people
Who
been
said
saying.
that?
I don't know, bro. Twitter. Like I feel like people be saying anything, but like they have all these expectations riding so high, and it's just such a Cowboys thing to do to lose. But
Yeah.
I still I mean like and it's like an important game too. Like the Eagles won, they're 3-0 now, so they really like it's just whatever. So
Yeah.
moving on to the top 10 teams in the NFL. You want to kick this one off?
Yeah, let's talk about the Dolphins. I want to talk a little bit about the Dolphins. They're still number 3 on my list, but if I see another dominant performance out of them against the Bills, they are moving up probably to number 1. But for right now, my top 10 in the NFL after week 3, I have the Eagles at number 1, 49ers at number 2, Dolphins at number 3, Chiefs at number 4. Number 5, I have the Lions. Number 6, I have the Bills. After them, I have the Cowboys, the Seahawks, Ravens at 9, and then Bengals at 10.
Okay.
So
Not
the
bad.
top 10 itself stays the same, like relatively, except the Jags are out and the
Yeah.
Bengals are in at 10. So just a lot of like jumping around in my top 10.
Okay. Okay. So I just my my top 10 list. I'm gonna start 10 down. I'm gonna go 10 down. Number 10, we have the Seahawks. Number 9, the Bengals. 8, Ravens. 7, Lions. 6, Cowboys. 5, Bills. 4, Eagles. 3, Miami. 2,
Mm.
Niners. 1, Kansas City.
Damn. Damn, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here how it shakes out. I mean, I just trust Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs so much. That's why they're number one. Because like, even though they have some issues, I still think, without a doubt, they're the number one team. Next up is the Niners.
Man saw them beat up on the Bears and was like,
I
oh
just
yeah,
needed to. They
this
needed a
is
get
number one
right
team.
game. They needed a game for that offense to start flowing a little bit, and they got it. So that's good.
Yeah.
They got that Taylor Swift power in them. They're feeling good right
Yeah, that
now.
was a Taylor Swift game.
And then the Niners at 2. I just think they have like the best roster in the NFL. Like really no holes, and Brock Purdy's playing pretty great right now. So there's not really no problems with that team. Three
Yeah.
Miami. The only reason why Miami's not higher is literally because of Tua's ceiling, but so far has not been an issue because Mike McDaniel's offensive scheming and Tyreek Hill is just absolutely ridiculous. 70 points is just ridiculous. Like never seen anything like it.
Tua is my MVP right now. My way too early MVP. Tua Tagovailoa was my MVP.
Tua, bro. Oh my God. I mean, like, I guess so. Like, if you think about it, he has to be. Like, he really has to be. Like,
He 100% has to be the man. The man is throwing the ball with an insane completion percentage. I don't know what it is, but it has to be insanely good. He threw for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Broncos, and then the second team came in and they ran them. Like they just continued to beat down on Denver.
it was, it was, it was just like Miami's offensive like power is impressive. Like, they're gonna be a dominant team. And then moving on, I got the Eagles at
Yeah,
4. I mean, I just got them at 4 right now because still gotta figure some things out. Still gotta figure some things out. But I mean, I just think losing their offensive coordinator is a lot bigger of a loss than people think. Because we see what he's doing with the Colts. Like, I mean, the Colts just beat the Ravens. Their offense was looking great. Their running schemes were looking amazing. He must have had a huge influence on Jalen Hurts in that offense. So, missing him. Bills at 5 because, I mean, we talked about the Bills so much. They dominated. They dominate bad teams. But sometimes, some way, when Josh Allen isn't playing the best, when they get to close games, they start breaking down because they're not. I feel like they don't pay attention to all the details. Start breaking down a little bit. But I still think quarterback wise, Josh Allen is a lot better than Dak Prescott. And if
absolutely.
the Bills ever played the Cowboys, I think the Bills would win. So
There's
Cowboys,
some moves that the Bills need to make. I mean, if they don't get a running game, they're never gonna be.
yeah, like
They're never gonna be where they want to be. I mean, there's Jonathan Taylor is out there who needs to be traded for immediately.
yeah,
I
let's
mean, you
talk.
have Kareem Hunt that just re-signed with the Browns. Like you're missing out on opportunities to make your team a better football team.
Yeah, we got to talk about some of these trades here. Like, I feel like Devonte Adams, he needs to
Yeah,
get
he
out.
needs to go. You can tell. I mean, he said something. He said something after the game. I mean, he's definitely getting frustrated. Like, yeah, I don't think he wants to stay on a losing franchise for much longer.
Yeah, like teams like the Chiefs really got to start making that call. The Chiefs need a receiver. Imagine Devonte and Patty.
Imagine, yo, that would be. I don't want to say it would be better than Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, but I'm not saying that. I'm not
It won't
saying
be better.
otherwise.
I mean, that'd be a pretty sick duo right there. I mean, the Chiefs need a
That would be
receiver.
crazy. Devontae Adams and Travis Kelsey is and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And I mean Jonathan Taylor too. Like, I mean, where could he go? I mean, I heard. I mean, the rumors always were Miami, but I feel like Miami at this point they don't wanna. They're not gonna mess with
Mostert
that.
just ran for 4 touchdowns too.
They don't need Jonathan
Like they're
Taylor.
good. They're good.
Yeah. I feel like trying to think about what teams could use him.
Telling you, Buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah,
Buffalo could use them. I think the Browns could use them. They could use
yeah.
him.
Browns could use him too, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor would literally just be like the perfect replacement for Nick Chubb. But the thing is,
And
what?
he literally I don't think he cares about touches either. Like once he gets the ball, he just runs hard.
Yeah, and then it'd just be like Jonathan Taylor and Kareem Hunt instead of Chubb and Hunt. So they got that shit. They would get that figured out pretty good. So moving on to the picks for next week. So I got 3. I didn't really have the best week last week. I want to check to see how I did in a second. So let's have
I cashed the
let's have
3-legger last week.
yeah. Let me see
I'm not
how you
sure.
did.
I'm not sure if it was the 3-legger that I said on the pod last week or it was a different one, but I did cash on a 3-legger.
Yeah, let me
Oh,
see.
actually, no, it was. It was. It was. I had Eagles. Whatever the line was. Then I had Patriots minus 2.5 against the Jets, and I had Lions minus 3.5 against the Falcons. Cash it.
All right, let me see what I got.
Easy.
Damn, bro. I had Rams plus 2.5. It was 19-16. I lost that one. Dolphins minus 6.5 at Denver. That was an easy win. Ravens minus 7.5. That was a loss. Eh, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Not the best, but it's fine. All right,
We got to start taking each other's picks. I'll take yours. You got to take mine.
all right, bro. This week, all right. Let's go for this week. I'm excited about this week. I'm excited about this week. This one's an easy pick. Miami plus 3 at Buffalo, bro. Easiest pick of my life. I think Miami's gonna absolutely dominate the Bills, bro. Miami's gonna go in there and say, "Nah, I'm taking this division." They're gonna go up to
I don't
Buffalo
know.
and beat them.
I don't know.
I mean,
I
what?
mean, what is that? It's probably like minus like 100, like 110 or something. You could find some better value, but
I mean,
we'll see.
I just think like because of, I mean, the only reason why the Miami lost there last year was because like the weather.
It'll be a shootout for sure.
Yeah, I think Miami's just gonna just Tua find a
It's
way.
gonna be a really good game.
It's gonna be a good game, yeah.
Think so? I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
And then I got next up I got the Falcons plus 3 at the Jags. It's I think this one's gonna be a close matchup.
Say it again. Say it again.
Falcons plus 3 Jags.
Against the Jags. Okay.
I mean, we just saw the Texans put up 37 points against the Jags. The
Yeah.
Falcons have a really good offense, schemed up by Arthur Smith. I mean, Desmond Ritter,
Yeah.
that's the only thing that really concerns me. He is not that good of a quarterback.
I think Bijan is gonna run all over them. So
But
should be okay.
that is why I
Yeah.
have him at plus 3. I
I
still
can see
think,
that.
I mean, the Jags could put up some points, but I think the Falcons might even pull this one out, but it's going to be a close game.
Where are they? In Atlanta?
Um, I'm not sure. I got to double check that. But last pick, I got Chiefs minus 9.5 at the Jets. I mean, sorry, Jets. Sorry.
Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. I can't bet against my team.
I mean, I'm not gonna put money on this. I'm not gonna put money on this. But, but, but for a pick, I think, I mean, like, I gotta be honest with myself. Even though I want the Jets to win, I believe the Jets could win in like a different universe with Aaron Rodgers healthy.
Yeah, for
But,
sure.
but, yeah, I just think, I mean, we saw what the Chiefs did against the Bears. Just gonna be another repeat of that. I mean, we have a better defense,
Yeah.
but like, the locker room is literally collapsing in New York. Like, the defense is so upset with Zach Wilson, or upset with Robert Saleh about Zach Wilson. It's just, it's bad. New York, it's bad. Dalvin
You
Cook
guys are gonna get
stinks.
violated.
Yeah.
Sunday night at MetLife Stadium, you guys are gonna get violated.
I mean, all the Chiefs have to do is win by 10 points, and I feel like that's pretty easy for them. Chiefs minus 9.5. That's like,
You're gonna, yeah, yeah. I like that. I like it. All right, my picks. I have Lions minus 1.5 versus the Panthers. I mean, not the Panthers, versus the Packers. Thursday night football in Lambeau.
minus 1.5. That's a good pick.
I think the Lions take it minus 1.5 against the Packers. I mean, that division is theirs for the taking. I think they're just a better football team. Jordan Love hasn't played a primetime game yet, or has he?
No.
I don't care. I mean, he's inexperienced still. Thursday night, I got the Lions minus 1.5.
And also, like, I feel like the Lions, like, they got something to prove against the Packers. Like, this is not your division anymore.
For sure. I mean, they literally beat them twice
Yeah,
last year, so
they
make it three in a row.
want to keep proving like this is my division now.
Yeah, for sure. So Lions minus 1.5. Next, I have Ravens plus 2.5 versus the Browns. I think they're gonna win anyways. So I mean, I really could take them like minus something, but just to be safe, I have Ravens plus 2.5. Honestly, if I want to be even safer, I would take it at like plus 3.5, just so I don't get screwed over and they lose by a field goal.
Yeah, I just feel like the Ravens. Whenever it's these AFC like North matchups, it's always like these tough, gritty games. Browns,
Yeah,
Ravens.
but I think the Ravens. I think Lamar is gonna like run for it, have another 100-yard rushing game, and I think he's finally gonna throw the ball around a little bit, throw for a couple touchdowns. So we'll see. Um, for my third pick, I have Vikings minus 3.5 versus the Panthers in Carolina, looking for their first win of the season. I think the Vikings are a much better team, although the Panthers like worry me more with Andy Dalton as the quarterback than Bryce Young, just because he's a veteran and like he can get the ball to Adam Thielen a lot.
He played a lot better than Bryce
And
Young.
yeah, um, and Adam Thielen's game against the Vikings, first game against the Vikings. Um, but regardless, I think the Vikings will win minus 3.5. I think they'll win easy. So those are my three picks.
Sounds good. We'll check in next week. And for our last and final segment, we're gonna be talking about Dame Lillard to the Bucks. Big breaking news in the NBA. This was just, I mean, everyone was saying Dame to the Heat, Dame to the
This
Heat,
is a
Dame to the Heat.
shock. This is a shock for sure.
This is one of those trades where as soon as you hear it, you turn on ESPN. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, literally, the Bucks weren't in trade conversations at all. You heard about Toronto, heard about Miami. You didn't hear about Milwaukee. So, I mean, this came as a surprise for me for sure. But the trade is the Bucks get Damian Lillard, the Blazers get DeAndre Ayton and Drew Holiday, and the Suns get Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nazir Little, Keon Johnson. And the Bucks also sent off a couple draft picks. I forget if it was to the Blazers. I
The
think it was to the
Blazers,
Blazers.
I think the Blazers only got one first round pick in this whole deal. So honestly, I don't really
And it was
like.
like 2029 as well.
That's like for Dame Lillard, one first round pick. Like, are you kidding
I
me,
mean, they
bro?
also got Drew Holiday and Ayton.
But Drew isn't like Drew Holiday. I feel like I heard it in a podcast. Drew Holiday said he was gonna like retire at the end of his contract, bro. Like
That would be wicked.
he said
You
that,
know how that would be like jokes on you guys. Like you just traded me for no reason. I mean, yeah,
bro.
you just traded me for no reason.
I mean, that's maybe why the Bucks traded him because he said that. So they're like, bro, we can't have you retiring
Maybe,
with
yeah.
Giannis like still in his prime. I really like the pair up with Giannis and Dame to be honest, because I mean the defense obviously is gonna suffer, but I really they still got Giannis and Brook Lopez. You funnel all the traffic right to the middle. I think they'll be fine. And just offensively, when Giannis is out the game, when Giannis like went down with injury, like Drew Holiday was really not able to step up in his place as much, and Chris Middleton is
Yeah,
aging, and he's not able to step up in Giannis's place, and we saw how that really affected them against the Heat. Drew Holiday was really inefficient, so I think Dame Lillard
definitely.
is gonna be an absolute difference maker for them. It's gonna be so much fun to watch.
Yeah, he'll be a difference maker. I mean, the whole reason why the Bucks traded for him is because they needed scoring. But I just don't think like I think that there were other ways to go about it. I just don't think that Damian Lillard is going to be the answer to all the problems. Because now you lose two really good perimeter defenders. Drew Holiday, arguably one of the best defenders in the league, definitely one of the best like defenders at the guard position. And then you lose Grayson Allen, who's another like gritty, hard nosed. You know, he's always getting under people's skin, and he can spread the floor. I mean, he shot. Let me see. Yeah, he shot 40% from three in the regular season, 48% from three in the postseason. So you're losing somebody who could shoot the ball. Who plays defense. You lose Drew Holiday. Now you have no defenders like at the guard position. Like nobody to guard the front court. So
I mean,
I honestly I don't like the trade for the Bucks.
I think they still might have like Javon Carter who could play some minutes, like some defensive point guard minutes, but obviously not as good as Drew Holiday. But I just think that like one of the fears with Milwaukee is that Giannis might leave. That's like one of the fears that's hanging over them. Small market team, it's really hard to get stars there in free agency. So when you got a guy like Giannis, you got to keep him there, got to keep him happy. So I feel like they might have gotten a little nervous that Giannis might want to go, that he could go
Yeah.
soon. So you get Dame in
Javon
there.
Carter Javon Carter is on the Bulls now.
Are we on the Bulls now?
So yeah, so they're lacking depth at the guard position.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Isaiah Thomas tweeted out. He was like, "You need a backup point guard like Simon." Talking about the Bucks, like they
Yo,
don't have
Isaiah
any depth.
Thomas is like Colin Kaepernick right now, bro.
He's
Like no one
always
wants
mad.
to.
He's always mad quick to be like, "Yo, Simon, Simon."
I just I was so surprised that the Suns got so much in this trade. I mean, you got Yusuf Nurkic. I mean, he is not really a great center, but he's like a he could be in there, eat up some innings. Like just be in there, eat up some minutes. You got Grayson Allen, who's a good role player, and I think that they got better. They got better. I
He
mean,
started. Yeah, I mean, Grayson Allen literally started for the Bucks. I don't know what that starting lineup. I mean, they're gonna be fine. I mean,
like
like I heard some people saying like, "Oh, now the Bucks have Malik Beasley, like he'll step up." The Lakers literally benched him because he couldn't play any defense.
yeah,
So
and like I mean, with the Suns, like they got rid of DeAndre Ayton, but we all know DeAndre Ayton was not meshing with the clubhouse, was not meshing with the team.
where
So I feel like that
he
relationship
was
with the
gonna get
Suns,
moved. I
yeah,
mean,
it was
people
over.
were talking about moving him last year.
Yeah,
So also, I think the Suns won that too. Like
yeah, they look pretty good.
Nurkic, yeah,
I just think, and
I really
also,
like Nurkic. He
yeah,
fits in really well.
he will be a much better on offense for them than
Not
DeAndre
even
Ayton.
offense. Like the dude is just gonna be super physical. And everybody said Aiton was like not physical. He wasn't really
Yeah,
dominant. Nurkic is gonna get on the boards, and he's gonna like that's somebody who can grab you like a consistent like 12 rebounds a game. Like he's gonna get on the boards. He's gonna be physical. He can post up, but realistically, the Suns aren't gonna need him to score. Like literally, just grab the rebound and throw it back out. And
yeah,
you have arguably like the best offensive team, and you don't need Nurkic to be scoring.
yeah. And for the Blazers, it's just like a confusing trade. You get one first round pick back. You get DeAndre Ayton on a max contract, and also who's after some like a lot of like turbulence in Phoenix, and you get back an aging Drew Holiday, who said he might retire at the end of his deal. And like I mean, one first round pick for is not enough because I feel like yeah, those might be two good veterans to have around Scoot Henderson, Shaden Sharp, Anthony Simons, like those might be like good veterans to help shape the team, help make it a good like learning environment for them. But you only got like you didn't get enough first round picks back for Dame Lillard, bro. Like it just
Yeah, they didn't get enough.
but they still were able like I mean, even though they didn't get enough for Dame Lillard, like their Dame Lillard replacement is kind of like Scoot Henderson, you know what I mean? So,
Honestly, though, like they have a good young core brewing over there in Portland. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm probably like I would bet on they're gonna move Drew Holiday. I don't really think that he's gonna play a game in Portland. Like I think he's gonna get traded to another Eastern Conference contender. Like right now he's in the West in Portland, but I can see
Celtics,
him going back. I saw something with the Celtics. I hear people say the Knicks. Like I really think any Eastern Conference team, like
ooh, the
Celtics,
Knicks.
Knicks, hopefully not the Heat because they'll be the worst offensive team in the league. Um, yeah, Knicks and the Celtics. If he goes to the Celtics, that'll be extremely scary.
Yeah, because they need a point guard. Send Malcolm Brogdon to Portland.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I mean,
yeah, send him to Portland. And then
yeah.
I feel
I
like
don't think he's gonna play in Portland now.
once you got DeAndre Ayton there, I mean, like maybe he could rebuild his value. You could trade him a couple years, or he just fits in with the young team so well that you might want to keep him. So it's not the worst,
Yeah,
but I just want more picks. So
I think Aiden will stay there. Yeah, word.
well, we're gonna wrap up this podcast. It was great talking about all this stuff. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and make sure to tune in next week. Comment, subscribe, follow us at LionEyes.tv on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in.
I absolutely can't wait for the NBA season. This NBA season is going to be awesome. Football still in play. October is going to be the best month for sports. Can't wait to talk about it more
Tune
next week.
in. Tune in. Stay tuned. Thank you guys.